We say we're a D.C. church with 2 campuses, 2 locations, but no, we are Baptists. It's not a secret, okay? It's an open secret. We are Baptists. And one of the distinctive teachings of Baptists is something called security of the believer. Or, said more popularly, once saved, always saved. And what we believe is that as Jesus says, that God, I'm thanking you, Father. You put people in my hand, and I put my hand around them, and I haven't lost a single one that you've given me. And there are many other teachings like this. And so what Jesus was teaching was that when you come to God, when God puts you in Jesus' hand, that He doesn't lose you. He keeps you. And it doesn't depend upon your sin and what you do. It's all up to God. So you're not secure in yourself. You're secure in God. Now, that can be abused if a person says, I can sin all I want to sin because I'm secure. Well, that's a number one sign that you really don't know Jesus. A person that really knows Jesus is not going to say, I want to sin all I can. I want to go to heaven anyway. What an abuse of a teaching or an idea. But if you are a believer in Christ, you're secure. You belong to Him. There's no reason for you to be afraid. There's every reason for you to be confident in your faith. And out of that confidence comes joy. And out of that joy comes acceptance. And out of that acceptance comes a place in God's kingdom and a place serving Him and working for Him. You are secure in Jesus. Now, the writer of Hebrews says it a little bit differently. But the teaching is the same. In fact, it's more poetic and more powerful. This is what the writer of Hebrews said in Hebrews 12. You have not come to a mountain that can be touched and is burning with fire. Let me stop. The writer of Hebrews is talking about Moses, who comes to Mount Sinai and goes up on the mountain to receive the commandments. Now, that was a terrifying experience, not just for Moses, but for the people. They're at the base of the mountain. They're hearing these voices that they can't understand. They're seeing smoke on the mountain. You ever heard the expression, smoke on the mountain? That's where it comes from. They were hearing trumpet blasts. They were terrified. In fact, when Moses didn't come back after 30 days, they thought he was dead. And they gave up on their religion. So anyway, what we have here is a picture of Moses on the mountain. So you have not come to a mountain that can be touched and is burning with fire, to darkness, gloom, and storm, to a trumpet blast of such a voice speaking words that those who heard it begged that no further word be spoken to them, for they could not bear what was commanded. Now, the commandments were meant by God to be a wonderful thing, but people took them as a burden, and it held them down. And thinking that they had to obey commandments to be right with God led them to a religion of non-confidence and insecurity. If even an animal touches the mountain, it was said, it must be stoned to death. The sight was so terrifying that Moses said, this great man of God said, I am trembling with fear. But you have come to Mount Zion, where the temple of God was built, to the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem. You have come to thousands upon thousands of angels in joyful assembly, to the church of the firstborn whose names are written in heaven. You have come to God, the judge of all, to the spirits of the righteous made perfect, to Jesus, the mediator of a new covenant, and the sprinkled blood that speaks a better word than the blood of Abel. Remember when Cain killed Abel, his blood spoke to God from the ground. Now, I'm hoping you're getting this. The writer of Hebrews is saying that you haven't received a religion of fear, of trembling, based on commandments, but instead you have received a faith based on the mediated blood of Christ on the altar, and now you have thousands upon thousands of angels surrounding you, cheering you on. Are you getting this? So you have a religion of happiness and security and joy. John says, I'm writing this to you so that you may know, that you may be confident, that one day when you stand in the presence of God, in the judgment, you'll have no reason to fear.